This is definitely the worst subject that you're going to hear about. It's arguably the most profane, hideous, diabolical, sickening, prophetic subject to cover. I think it's pathetic that you have to be taught this. And it's pathetic that there's a word for it. It's democide. The murder of any person or people by a government because of their politics or for their political purposes. I'd like to add in that this isn't during war. This is after a war. This is arguably peacetime. That's incredible if you think about it. I did most of my research out of this book, and it documents the government murders, the democide, from 1900 to 1988. And I was going to apologize for not updating those numbers, but I don't want to delve into this. This is incredibly horrible. But anyway, listen, in total, during the first 88 years of the 20th century, almost 170 million, try to wrap your brain around that, million men, women, children have been shot, beaten, tortured, knifed, burned, starved, frozen, crushed, or worked to death, buried alive, drowned, hung, bombed, or killed in any other of a myriad of ways government has inflicted death on unarmed, helpless citizens and foreigners. The dead could conceivably nearly 360 million. So let's add from 1988 to now. We're talking, and this is not, it hasn't stopped. We haven't eradicated this. This is going on as we speak. That should just, I mean, and I can understand in a war people get killed, I want to beat you up, and boom, we win. But this is supposedly during peacetime. We all know our camp motto: honoring the past, teaching the present, and preparing for the future. I'd like us all to take a minute and maybe close your eyes and say a prayer for all those lost lives and their eternal souls. Thank you. All right, let's look at some of those definitions and why I picked those words to describe what's going on here. Profane, characterized by irreverence or contempt of God or sacred principles or things. Irreligious, not devoted to holy or religious purposes. You can see that. God's not going on. God's not in these people's lives. Hideous, horrible, or frightful to the senses, repulsive, very ugly, shocking, or revolting to the moral sense. I want you to know, when I was reading this book, I got sick. I cried like a baby more than once. Diabolical, having the qualities of the devil, devilish, fiendish, and outrageously wicked, pertaining to or actuated by the devil. You can see who's motivating these people. Sickening, causing or capable of causing sickness, especially nausea, disgust. I'm going to spare you guys of the gory details, but I can't sugarcoat it too much. You're going to hear some. Prophetic, or relating to a prophet, by the nature or containing prophecy. I want to read the beginning of the book of Apocalypse in my Bible here, which is the Douay-Rheims Bible. In the first, second, and third chapters of this book are contained instructions and admonitions which St. John was commanded to write to the 7 bishops of the churches of Asia. In the following chapters, to the end, are contained prophecies of things that are to come to pass in the Church of Christ, particularly towards the end of the world, in the time of the Antichrist. So while I'm doing my research, I tried to wrap my brain around how could this happen? How could this possibly happen? I mean, we're godly people, at least we are. So I came up with a couple ideas on how it could have happened. I don't know if you read the paper yesterday, but I'm going to give you a little skit here. A teacher says to you, I can prove to you that God, if God exists, that he created evil, or that he is evil. Did God create everything that exists? Yes. If God created everything, then he created evil, which means God is evil. Little kid stands up and says, excuse me, sir, does cold exist? Teacher said, well, what kind of question is that? Of course it exists. Have you never been cold? The student says, in fact, cold does not exist. According to the laws of physics, what we consider cold is in reality the absence of heat. And then the student went on to say, does darkness exist? And of course the teacher says, well, of course it does. Wrong, the kid says. Darkness does not exist either. Darkness is in reality the absence of light. Light can be studied, but darkness can't. Evil does not exist. It is just like darkness and cold. God did not create evil. Evil is the result of what happens when man does not have God's love present in his heart. Check it out. We all know what a number line looks like. Let's say here's 0, and let's go over here to say, start from 1 to 10 this way. If you're on fire with Christ, you're a number 10, let's say that. And we're living in our life, in our Christian life, and we're promoting the Christian values that we have. But these people are so void of God in their life that the number line, let's not forget, goes the other way. And when you take it to the other way, these people literally, they find pleasure in carnage. They worship Lucifer. I won't get into what these rituals are, but they conduct satanic rituals. It's bizarre. Think of yourself, if you're on fire with Christ, Christ the fire, and you're one of those little embers of the fire. If you take that ember away and put it over in the corner, what's going to happen to that? It's going to fizzle out. And that's what, and then there's a void. And what seeps into that void is evil. They're on the opposite side of the number line, you guys. All right, let's look at some more definitions then. We're going to go to utopia. Utopia is an imaginary island described by Sir Thomas More in the work of the same published. But this is what it is. In which all the inhabitants lived in the enjoyment of social and political perfection. That sounds nice, doesn't it? But who defines that? That's where it gets really crazy. Next one. Communism. A theory or system of social organization based on the holding of all property in common. Actual ownership being ascribed to the community as a whole or by the state. A system of social organization in which all economic and social activity is controlled by a totalitarian, excuse me, a little butchering that, state dominated by a single and self-perpetuating government. Are there any personal liberties in there? Don't we believe in our personal liberties? They don't. And then a dictator. One who prescribes rule over others to follow. One who dictates. One invested with absolute authority, often in time of being war or emergency, but one who has seized power and has declared himself absolute ruler, who proceeds to govern the land with ultimate authority. Power corrupts. Ultimate power corrupts ultimately. So, let's put a name and a face and some numbers to these people. Mao Zedong. I know you can't read this. 45 to 75 million deaths. Type of regime, communist. Adolf Hitler. 17 to 20 million. Fascist. That's right next to communism in the political spectrum. We all know about spectrums. Kim Il-sung, he's dead now, his son took over. What is that, 1.6 or 16, I think. Communist. Pol Pot, communist. Millions. Stalin, 40 to 62 million. Communist. Lenin was before him, 4 million communist. You see a pattern there? The Reds, it's not good. Communism isn't on our side. These brutal men, what they've done is they've merged this idea of perfect or political perfection with communism. That's their idea, and they've come up with it. So, I want to show you how this works. So I've come up with a game. After all, I'll be a recreation dictator instead of director now. And I even have had a song that I've come up with for our theme. And while I got my I hand selected some military, so you guys stand up and come up here. And what they're going to do is they're going to hand the military, please. Actually, before you come up, one second. I'm going to jump ahead here. Being the dictator, and that's who I am, I'd like to, from now on, for the balance of this class, be referred to as Mr. Dictator, Sir, Mr. Dictator, the Dictator, or Sir. But that's not a big enough title, so if you just call me Sir, you might perish rather quickly. So my military, come on up. Let's listen to our music. They're going to assign you who you are in this society that we have. So hand these out to everybody. And go ahead and open them, and everyone stand up, please. Including the back. If you're here, this is who you are in my society.
Hey.
The name of the game is Staying Alive. Your goal is to try to stay alive. Yes, open your envelope. That's who you are. I'm sorry. That's who you are in society.
Mr. Dictator, can you show anybody your card?
Yes, doesn't matter. This is who you represent in my communist.
Should I get this on film?
I know it. It's all over.
What?
You guys have any more?
Want to take mine?
Okay. You're all alive now. If you're sit down, you've either been sent to a gulag or a work camp, which eventually you die anyway, or you're just completely dead right out of the gate. So, here's how it goes. A couple disclaimers here. Playing this game, you are required to have instant and unquestioning obedience. Where's my military? I want you up here. Say yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dictator, sir. Something like that. So you're required to have instant and unquestioning obedience to every command of my forces. Does everyone understand that?
Yes, Mr. Dictator, sir.
Here we go. No questions.
So now
What's the first thing a dictator does when he gets into office? Yes, sir.
He takes an oath to take care of the poor.
Wrong. You're dead. Sit down.
Steals guns.
Ah! You didn't raise your hand. Dead. Sit down. No more questions. He disarms you. You can't defend yourself. You've all, for the lack of it, you've all been disarmed. So you're my subjects.
Well, we still have kitchen knives.
You're dead. No, nothing more out of you. Now, I'm going to create utopia for you according to me. See how that works? Why? Because I'm the dictator. To get you to capitulate, I create a systematic terror environment by doing a number of things. Just purging people, just killing a whole community. I'm telling you, you guys, if you were to read this, you would cry like a baby. Can you imagine walking into your village and saying, everyone start walking and never come back? Random killings, just out of the blue, just target practice. Quota killings. I want you to go out and kill 10 people. Put him down. If he doesn't come back and tell me that he killed 10 people, he dies. Look, it's just make it 5. That'll be good.
Can I just mention something? You laugh at this as a joke, but this is really what happens. And
He has
had
relatives.
first-hand accounts.
Firsthand.
There's no joke.
Well, they
We laugh
know
about
that.
it now, but it's not funny.
Okay, so once I've positioned all this into place,
Mr. Dictator, what you're doing is wrong. I'm a priest. What you're doing is wrong.
well, thanks for bringing that up. And we'll address that rather quickly. You didn't raise your hand to talk. So once this is in place, let's let the social engineering begin. Here we go. Listen to this. This happened. And this happened in color. This isn't, oh, that's old communism. It happened, in Lenin and Stalin or Hitler. This is Pol Pot in the Khmer Rouge. I was born then. This is how you're going to live. No freedom to travel abroad or from village to village. You can't read, I'll read it to you. No freedom to choose employment. No freedom of speech. No freedom of organization. No freedom of religion. Sit down, sir. Mr. Priest, sit down.
What if I say no?
You're dead. I shot you. No courts, judges, or appeals. No codified laws or rules. No public or private worker rights. No independent work or living. No skilled private or public medical care. No foreign medicines. No mail or telegrams. And probably no Facebook, no Twitter. Oh, can you imagine that? No radios, television, or movies. No international telephone or cable. No newspapers, journals, or magazines. No books or libraries. No general schooling. No holidays or religious festivals. No money. No banks. No wages or salaries. No markets. No businesses. No restaurants or stores. No independent eating. No personal food. No special meals for yourself. You all eat the same. No private plots of land to grow on. No personal names. You give up your name. No independent family life. No sexual freedom. There's a big one for you guys. No music. Woo. Imagine that. You're dead. No freedom from work after the age of 5. No personally owned buses, cars, scooters, or bikes. No personal clothes, pots, pans, nothing. No freedom to cry or laugh. No private conversations. That should blow you away. Also for your enjoyment, and so that you will join on our team, because we're a team. We're in a kumbaya. I'm just happen to be the leader. I put some music for this so that you can. This is what I want you going through your mind all day long.
Step 13, enjoy popular music.
Everything is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
Isn't this awesome, what I just read to you? Those rules? You like it, don't you? You're not naughty. If you're not naughty, you're going to then sit down. You're just dead. Isn't this awesome? It's awesome. The goal is to stay alive, isn't it?
Park between the lines. Yes. Drop off dry cleaning before noon.
Anybody see this movie? This was an incredible satire on what this is all about.
Always return a compliment. Hey, you look nice. So do you. Drink overpriced coffee. No, that's $37. Awesome.
You see where are my pants last night?
This is called brainwashing.
Mr. Dictator, sir, are you currently the leader in North Korea? Are you currently leading that country today?
That's Kim Il-sung, the son of Kim Il-young or whatever.
It's not just something that's happening.
This is
It's really
happening.
in your
This
life
is
right now.
happening today. All right, let's go.
Is there a way for me to escape the gulags?
You're dead. So, I want to share some senseless killings with you, because here's where you're all going to start dropping like flies. By the way, Mao Zedong, well, how many did he kill? I forgot what it was. It doesn't matter. Millions, talking millions. You got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. To the tune of what, 60 million people, eggs? Stalin says, I'm butchering this quote, but maybe 15, 20 deaths is a tragedy. Millions of deaths is a statistic. That's what we are, like swatting flies. Okay. In one village, a mistimed tear or chuckle could mean your death. Anyone want to chuckle right now? I think you chuckled there, sir. Sit down. You're dead. Yeah, you smirked. Oh, sir, you're smirking. Sit down. Some more smirks. You were smirking there. Sit down. Nathaniel, sit down. Even those discovered with Western possessions, such as books, who spoke French or English, could be executed. Even those who had an education beyond the 7th grade, or those who wore glasses. You're down. You're down. You're down. They're on your head. You're down in the back. You're wearing glasses, you're dead. But listen to this. And I want you to know. Hey, who's laughing? You're down, Mr. Pike. Sit down. Michael, sit. You're already sitting. Gracie, sit down. That was a mistimed chuckle. And we laugh at this. But Vito, you're down. You're laughing. You're smiling, Vito. Oh, he's sitting already. Watch. This is about a guy. The tale of some vividly illustrates the danger of normal feeling. In December 1970, I was 17 years old. This guy, his work group was sent to work in some city. Coincidentally, his aunt, of which he was very fond of, lived there, and he had not seen her for some time. When he met her suddenly one day, he impulsively took her hand. I forgot, you see, he said. He later explained. I missed her, and I was pleased to see her. Immediately, the Khmer Rouge, you guys, thank you guys, my cadre, shouted at him. He dropped his aunt's hand and jumped away. But here's the kicker. But the crime had already been committed. It's a crime. I love it. Stalin left his own son in a gulag. And again, I want you to know I'm sugarcoating this, you guys. Watch this. A 10-year sentence was placed upon somebody. Stalin walks in the room, and of course they're happy to see him, right? They're clapping. First person who stopped clapping, sit down. Can you imagine being killed for stop clapping? Oh, you can stop clapping. Oh, here's it. 360. One day, one of my students dropped a portrait of Kim Il-sung while cleaning the classroom. This was a big event. Although this was an accident, I, the teacher, as well as the parents of the student, were held responsible for what had happened. For 1 month, the parents and the student were criticized by the party constantly, and then they were taken to a forced labor camp. I'm dropping a picture, guys. It's insane. One more. Let's get a couple more. We got to get rid of these masses here.
I have my motion requesting a revolt.
You're dead, sir. I can't hear you.
That is the point.
Old or young, healthy and sick, men and women, even infants and the infirm were killed in cold blood. They were not combatants in the Civil War or rebellions. They were not criminals. Indeed, nearly all were guilty of nothing. All right. Religious, I already killed the one priest. Are there any more pastors or deacons or priests standing? Please raise your hand. We killed you all? Oh, thank you for owning up to that. 369. Don't worry, we'll get to you all. In the early years of the People's Republic, those the party found to have some independence of mind. That's all of us, by the way. Free-thinking people. That's what we're teaching you not what to think, how to think here. We're encouraging you to think our way because this is a personal freedom that we have. Okay. And so, as by their possession of a Bible or a cross, they often were executed. But, well, we're a progressive country, we're a progressive communist. Progress has been made, and the party now simply treats them as though they're mentally sick. They're taken to one of the mental hospitals and kept for that purpose. So you can sit down, you can consider yourself killed. Quota killings. Let's go to quota killings. Remember that systematic terror, senseless killings. See, I'm getting you people are supposed to freak out whenever one of these guys comes around. Because, oh my God, you're going to tell on one of your buddies, and then you get to live for a little bit longer. As in hundreds and thousands of people being executed according to the present government quotas. So let's just say, all you on this side, take a seat. You're dead.
You can't kill me, I'm the judge.
Sit down.
Wearing glasses.
There are no more laws.
Mr. Dictator,
Sit
sir.
down, sir. You've been killed.
You're wearing glasses, Mr. Dictator, sir.
You're
Under
dead.
your own regime, you
You're
should be
dead.
dead.
You're dead.
Okay, this side, revolt, now.
Revolt!
All right, we're going to do one more, and I think we should do this one.
Kind of unfair.
Watch it. Not all in the camp are commoners, reflective of the waves of party purges. Even former higher officials or military, sit down, gentlemen, you're dead, are imprisoned there, such as the recent years of a former Navy commander and his whole family of 7, a former senior accountant of the party and his family of 8, the son of the country's vice president, a former ambassador. The rest of you can all sit down. Consider yourself in. Do you get the picture here? Nobody lives in this thing, other than the select few that I, the dictator, or they pick. It's beyond belief, you guys. Truly. Okay, so we've honored our past. We've taught you guys how it is. Now, what can we do? Are we going to listen to people like this?
Unfortunately, you've grown up hearing voices that incessantly warn of government as nothing more than some separate, sinister entity that's at the root of all our problems. They'll warn that tyranny is always lurking just around the corner. You should reject these voices.
Boy, I want to listen to that guy, don't we? Watch this one. This is, this woman, well, Don Trump's a sinner, we're all sinners. She is evil. Evil to the core. I guarantee, I can't tell you how evil she is, but there is strong proof that she worships Satan and she conducts satanic occult rituals. And I want to spare you of what I know about that. It is sickening what they do to people and how they use people. When you're just like the opposite end of the number line, up is down, left is right, good is evil. I mean, what they do is just, it's sickening. Good.
Thank you very much, Richard, and I am delighted to be here in these new headquarters. I have been often,
This is, the CFR, we all know about the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations. Their headquarters are in New York City. They created a new headquarters, or a satellite office in Washington, D.C., and she's speaking there.
to, I guess, the mothership in New York City. But it's good to have an outpost of the council right here down the street from the State Department. We get a lot of advice from the council, so this will mean I won't have this far to go to be told what we should be doing and how we should think about the future. I mean, Rick,
So she's being told how to think about the future.
This is along with some people tried to vote for president.
We're in a battle for our very souls. Thanks to Camp Constitution and fellow patriots, we're exposing their evil. Here's another one. This is her, at least admitting it. Watch this.
we are in an information war, and we are losing that war. I'll be very blunt in my assessment. Al Jazeera is...
We here at camp aren't trying to pass this baton on to you. We're asking you to fight the fight with us. You see, you got to pick a side. You just have to pick a side. And I passed up on something. I want to read a quote or a Bible quote for you guys. Okay, this comes from some Revelations or Apocalypse, chapter 3, verse 16. Right there. But because thou art lukewarm, like, wishy-washy, it's okay to be gay, transgender, no big deal, you can live together, that's cool. No, that's wishy-washy. Where are we? But because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will vomit you out of my mouth. This is no time to sit back and say we'll figure it out later or not, think it's going to all take care of itself. So I guess that's all I have. If you have any questions.